yeah, na 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 na, yeah. Certain fire flames, now I'm born again. Times really change. Talk truth, we've seen better days. Use not safe again. What a damn shame. Talk truth, how that them a promote. So quick them selling out, them sold them cashing out. Yeah, well this is Schematic 9 representing for I Just Star and the Mindset.
Mindset, blessed love, manners, and respect. Want to greet the item in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, and also Empress Menen the First. Marcus I, Holy Emmanuel I, King Selassie I Jah, Rastafari, another day above ground, beautiful brothers and sisters, as the item know, life is our ultimate position, no greater than that, no matter what go on top of what go on. Alright, today we have a very special program, and we have a special guest, and the platform today, a Rastafari brethren that is now residing in Ethiopia, Zane, for a couple of years now, and we have the privilege of reasoning with him on the platform today. Him going to show us and tell us his experience about traveling as a Rastafari, for the first time in Ethiopia. I'm talking about no other than I Naptali. Want to introduce him to the Mindset program. Blessed love, my lad.
Empress Menen, King and Queen crown same time in Ethiopia. I greet thee through the faith that we dwell together in one love, peace and unity under his name, His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Rastafari. Greetings, Mindset.
Greetings, my lord. Warm welcome to the platform, the Ras Farm. Good to have the eye here. Great to hear the eye voice once more again. Always a pleasure, linking up with ones and ones, across the globe, and especially, when I and I is there on the continent, we're linking up from out here in the earth to Zion. So it's great to have the eye on the platform, my lord.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, it is an honor and a pleasure for me to be here on the Mindset and to share with you, say, my personal experiences on my initial repatriation of my own personal self. Yeah?
Yes, I.
From Canada to Ethiopia. Yeah? First of all, even before we go any further.
But wait, my lord. Hold on a minute. Yeah. I want to say something still, but I may ask the question, Zane.
yeah, but even before, sorry for interrupt, honor and respect, yeah. But even before you even start ask any question, let me make this disclaimer.
Okay, go on.
I want to make this disclaimer up front, official. This disclaimer is not to get you or the Mindset, the program, you as an individual, not to get you into any trouble or any kind of dilemma. I don't want your program get taken down off the air. So one, I was the one who called you to express my personal story. All right? I did not obtain any influence or influences from you, I Just Star, or from the Mindset program in any way. I don't want to be biased. The names of individuals that I will mention are non-partisan and impartial. Yes, truth is what I'm here to disseminate. Therefore, the narcissistical people, the self-indulgence, the diaspora people living with delusional and illusional knowledge about Ethiopia and the current situation. Yeah, they can check Google, they can check the dictionary, the encyclopedia, all of them something there. If there's any words that I would use, not to be derogatory or derogative, not to be disrespectful, not to be ignorant, and not to defamate or defamation of character of any individuals. If I would say the word, if I would say the phrase BC, that don't mean British Columbia. It's a Jamaican term, and I'll only use BC. All right? Yeah. So that's my disclaimer. And at this point, any person who is listening to the program and feel that they should be getting offended, or anything I'm going to say is going to be offensive or instigated, I hereby announce to you at this point in time, you have the option to close your device and come off of the program. Yeah, because this is not about any particular individual for me to, like I said, discredit or be belligerent in any way, but it's just to explain my personal situation on leaving from Canada and repatriating myself to Ethiopia some few years ago. And this is to let the whole world know about the current situation. I am the boots on the ground here in Ethiopia. This is my own personal experience. Rastafari. I thank you and I yield.
Yes, I give thanks, my Lord, for the disclaimer and the introduction. Yes, I. Yeah, man, very well, my Lord. Give thanks. First and foremost, want to start with where the I originally grew up.
Yeah, I grew up in Canada. I went to Canada when I was about 15, 16 years old. Yeah, so 39 years in Canada, and moved to the Rastafari faith. And definitely because of that, I see myself as a ancient DNA. My ancient DNA as a pro-black is from Ethiopia, and according to Rastafari Makonnen, we say we are Rastas. Now in this modern time, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, yeah, I moved to Ethiopia. I repatriated myself to Ethiopia.
Yeah, wait there, Farah. You go a little bit too fast, Hold on. So the I go Canada from you. The I 16. Then where did the I leave from to Canada?
I live from Antigua and Barbuda.
Okay.
And somewhat I lived in Jamaica for a while.
Okay, brilliant. So, what was that like, growing up in Bermuda and Antigua? What was that experience like, as a youth man? I grew up in the Caribbean, comparing to, where the I go and meet in Canada.
Well, I mean, as a youth growing up, we always had a vision to link the ancestral DNA, the descendants of slavery and the slave trade. So from a young youth, I had a vision that I should bring home the ancestral DNA back to Africa. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then growing up through school and, high school and them sort of educational process, as a child, I have no prior knowledge about Rastafari, than some brethren that was living in my community around, and I realized that everybody were more or less everybody was more or less against the brethren and the sister in them.
Who
And
was
I never see
professing
nothing wrong.
Rastafari?
Yeah, I never see nothing wrong with those people. As a
See.
child, since 6, 7, 8, 10 years old growing up, why is all the people in the community actually, talk bad and look down on people there? So my interest was sparked and peaked from the time I was about 6 years old. And then my grandmother, my father's mother, she told me that one day, I know you're going to be a Rasta man. I didn't even know what she meant.
Seeing. Rasta. So your grandmother show you them vibe there from them age there. And the thing manifest. But before it manifests and the eye aware as a youth, of Rastafari and so forth. I suspect is when the eye trot to Canada, it really develop and start to shine within the eye life. Is that correct?
Most definitely so, yes. I started to be interested in certain parts of my black culture, black awareness. And then at a certain age, I visited Jamaica and lived in Westmoreland for about 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, big up with her. So from there,
Big up who? Them that just it kinda dropped a while ago.
Westmoreland, Whithorn.
Oh, Witton, okay.
Yeah. So from there, the knowledge start to kind of impart upon one's self.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I forwarding back to Canada, I end up hook up with 12 tribes of Israel. A brethren named Apadan, yeah. And from there, so he kind of encouraged Iman to read the Bible a chapter a day and study it well, because I was in college studying to be a doctor at the time.
Seeing.
And by being in school, such a sophisticated school, I started to take the book seriously, real seriously, just as I was doing physics, chemistry, and mathematics and so on in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the book really seriously, read it from cover to cover. And that took 165 days, one chapter per day, each day.
Pause. Rastafari. Alright, so the I came into Rastafari very early. From age of 6, the I start recognize and have sentiments towards the movement. But outside of that, while living in Canada, because I know that in the Caribbean, what we are accustomed to as black African people is something totally different that goes on in these foreign countries like America and Europe and so forth. Zane, in terms of dealing with other ethnic groups, what was that like in Canada comparing to where you used to in Bermuda and where the I might see in Jamaica? What was that relationship like with the I, with other ethnic groups?
In some ways, it was pretty normal for me at the time, because the college and the exposure to other ethnic groups, Indian and Chinese and so forth, it was quite, for me, it was quite normal, especially because I was speaking English, coming from Antigua, coming to Barbuda, and even visiting other Caribbean islands. We were taught in the proper English educational way, words, meanings, dictionary style and all of that. So I didn't really have a difficulty in dealing with other ethnic groups at all. At the time, in those places, Canada, Montreal to be specific, it was a very multicultural society. And yeah, we were just exposed to other languages, French, Spanish, Italian, Greek. So it was pretty much one love. I didn't feel no, what do you want to call it now? Any kind of animosity. I didn't feel any kind of segregation or any kind of separation. We were just students getting together and doing the best we can in the schooling environment.
Saying so, where we normally see in America, like the police force and black youths, black people, the police there is always on top of black men. When it's not their knee in their throat, it's their bullet flying and piercing our skins.
In the back and so on.
Yeah. Did I face any of that? Any level of racism growing up there?
Not really, to be honest with you. No, not really. The only, I would say, the only difficulty that I had was speaking the French language, because there in Quebec, in Montreal, the French language was predominant as a French place in Canada. So learning to speak that French is like French, not Creole from Haiti, but it's a Quebecois kind of French way of talking. And I couldn't comprehend that French. Later on in life, I managed to understand French and speak a bit of it, because I end up going to France as a musician and taking my band across to France, promoting a couple of 45 records that I had produced in Jamaica by Dynamics.
Seeing?
And I end up, I end up facilitating myself with a French lady, a French baby mother. So because of that, I learned to speak Parisian French rather than a Quebecois French. That French is more like a Jamaican patois. You see me I say? So it wasn't very easy to learn that, but once I went to Paris, then I started learning the real authentic French, and not
the watered down thing.
Yeah, I speak a bit of the Parlez-vous français, monsieur? Oui, bonjour.
Ça va, mon ami?
I managed to pick it up.
All right, the king, give thanks. Yes, man. Knowledge increase. You know what I mean? His Majesty said we have to broaden our horizon. So we don't have to stay in the box. We have to increase our knowledge. So give thanks, for another language in the gob. Yes, far right. So so talk to me about Rastafari now. Identifying Rastafari. In while I living there in Canada, in the Western hemisphere, what really attract the eye to the movement?
Well, as I said before, I had a vision when I was about 10 years old. So my ancestral DNA was always a part of Africa and a part of Take Me Home in the back of my mind. But then I happened to run into a brethren on the street, and he was a musician, and he took me into a club, and we started jamming and playing some music together. And eventually I went to his house. So I'd been at his house. He was the one who was always talking about 12 tribes of Israel as a Danites. I didn't even know I belonged to a tribe, but he encouraged me to read the Bible, one chapter a day, and in it I will find the truth for myself instead of someone preaching and teaching to me. As a college student, he saw that if I took on this interest upon myself, then my knowledge would definitely increase abundantly. Um, I also mentioned before that, yes, as a college student studying to be a doctor, is that it was really impressive for me to pick up the Bible and start reading it. And so I did. I found out in Genesis, I don't remember exactly the chapter right now as we speak, but Ethiopia is the first country that is mentioned by name in the books, in the Bible.
True, true.
And I found that very intriguing that here am I talking about my ancestral DNA and then to read about Ethiopia. So being in college, I started using the library and checking out books about Ethiopia and about the King of Kings. Who is he? Who is he? Who was this man that the Rastafarians, Rastafari and Makonnen, okay? So I made the connection. I see where the Rastafarians were making the link. But by going further on through my studies, then I start to realize that, okay, Numbers chapter 6, you should let the LOCKS, locks of the HAIR, hair of your HEAD head grow. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's written in the Bible? I've never heard that ever before of all my time going to church in the, Catholic and Pentecostal and so forth. So I start to feel like now I'm actually making a connection in a physical form to the Bible and the liberty on earth. So by studying more, then I get to Psalms, I get to other places in the Bible, Isaiah and so on and so on. And I start to see narratives that are pointing the finger towards not only Ethiopia, but a specific person, Rastafari. So in the college, I checked in the library, I found there were over 200 books that was written about His Majesty. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's so much books written about the king, written about this man, Ethiopia, this man and that man was born there. And I started kind of put things and pieces together and start believing more that there were, some connotations that are applied or applicable according to the Bible. We're living a natural sense of being here on earth according to this book. So when I reached to Psalms 68, and then he started talking about extol him by his new name, Jah. I'm saying, wait a minute, come on. They hide these truth from us. Lies buried, library, lies buried. So I start to kind of just decipher the codes and start to become more wheezy up on the thing, And then my faith started getting more and more interaction in my spiritual ways, my spirituality, and recognizing that Ethiopia was very important and has a high significance according to our daily life on earth.
Rastafari. Yes, I give thanks. Yes, I give thanks, my lord. So, all right, so the eye start to go into the Bible, and it start to expose truth. Truth start to reveal to the eye, and who the Almighty is, who the Creator is, and in the way that I and I as Rastafari see God and the Creator. When the eye acknowledge all these things, that a lot of things was being hidden right in clear sight about who the Creator is. As I said, these things wasn't taught in school. How did that make you start, view the world that we live in?
Well, I wasn't even so much perturbed or taken aback by what was propaganda I started recognizing that what was my story, they claim that it's a mystery. Now look at the spelling, my story and mystery. And then beyond that, I start going back to Christopher Columbus, and people like them, Morgan,
Yeah.
Drake,
Yeah.
Francis Drake, Cortez, and all of that.
Yeah. Some
And
wicked guy them there, nah?
I start to, I start to realize that his story. Now check the spelling again. His story, which is them, white man's story, sail across the Atlantic Ocean and all of that stuff, slavery and all of that other stuff. I start to recognize that his story is what they wrote in the books and they give to us in the Caribbean. And that was history, as they taught us.
His history.
History, which is his story.
Yeah.
Killing, pilgrimage, and all of the other pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, I start to recognize the fact that they really did a number on us, black people. They brainwashed us, they beat us, and a whole lot of other things, atrocities that were committed against us as a people. So I start becoming more and more endowed to seek this knowledge and to make that connection, which I would say at this point in time, I had friends who were Muslim. I had friends who were Orthodox. I had friends who were as Chinese and even Italian. So we used to debate about the Greek Orthodox, the Ethiopian Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox, and what are the significance as a people? What is our role here upon the earth? And then only to come and find out that Ethiopia, being the first nation among nations, them say Lucy are the first mother of all civilization. Now they have Lucy in America in our museum, and they're asking me to go to pay to see my grandmother lie down in our box behind some glass. No, that's not really correct. So I started advocating, not agitating, I started advocating for the dominance of a black civilization. And therefore, it bring me even to become executive member within the Rastafari 12th tribe of Israel. There are times when I came across other Rasta men, because we're all saying a Rastafari, but now here we divided. We're Bobo, Shanti, we're Naya Bingi, we're 12 tribe of Israel. We're claiming all different parts of Rastafari, even EWF. But now at this point in time, I'm not gonna fight over who is right or who is wrong, or who is correct or who have the spirit or who have the truth. No, what my point is that we all must now come to recognize that we're all saying Rastafari.
Yes, I.
So then, who is this man and what is his role in our daily life? And so, yeah, I grow my dreadlocks. My dreadlocks was right down to my knees when I came to Ethiopia. And I don't know. I'm really not sure what happened. I think it's the water. Or perhaps the change of diet, the food. But my dread just start falling out. I wake up one morning and on the bed, I just see something long. And I swear, I thought it was a snake. Anyways, so now at this point in time, as we speak, I don't have my dreadlocks anymore. But I had my dreadlocks for 35 years. And I lived in Canada for 39 years. To make 40, the 40th anniversary abroad, I now repatriated myself to Ethiopia. And I think I have my work to continue to do from this place.
Rastafari. Yes, I. Great vibe, my lad. What's your thoughts on Marcus Garvey and his work, his body of work, what he have outlined, his organization, the UNIA. What was your perspective on Marcus Garvey? Because I know not every Rasta kind of hold Marcus in the same light as many other Rasta do. What's your view on him?
Okay, so growing up in that place and going through the schooling system, I've listened to many of his speeches. I've checked him out on whatever they have on YouTube and stuff like that. And I do see him as the forerunner for Black awakeness. Awaken our consciousness, awaken even some of us our spirituality, awaken our interest in Africa as a Black nation, as a self-indulgence and self-reliance, meaning business, entrepreneurship, etc. I do see him as the prophet who foretold about the crowning of a Black king in a Black country, and then realizing that His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie was crowned November the 2nd, 1930, here in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, in the St. George's Church, and that church still exists. I go and I see it. He was the one who prophesied that this event, this major world event, would happen and would take place. And then, leading up to that, people started looking and trying to figure out, well, where and who and when. So on the coronation, when Rastafari Makonnen, alongside Empress Menen, Queen Empress Menen, when the coronation took place and his name was changed to Haile Selassie I, come realize it means power of the Holy Trinity. Haile Selassie I is the power, the first power of the Trinity. So, according to Marcus Garvey and what he were proposing, 7 miles of Black Star Liner, etc., he was a pro-Black, and he was all for a Black nation to be developed. The Black Wall Street, we know about them things there. Yeah, it started from Marcus. So not only was he prophet, but he also preach and teach about the greatness of one's self. And therefore, my grandparents, they had the opportunity to indulge themselves in some of these teachings, in some of those actions and activities, and yet still, they in America, they charged him and put him in prison for a big lie, to talk about tax evasion and so forth. So for me, Marcus Messiah Garvey, it's very, very urgent, important for us to know and to recognize what really took place back then.
Yeah, true. Very very important for us to know. But and your thoughts now that they have pardoned him a few months ago, about 2 months ago, the US have pardoned him. What does that mean for the eye? What significance does that hold?
Well, the pardoning is just one aspect of a whole bunch of things that was already broken. I don't know if they can ever bring back the pieces together. Like Humpty Dumpty fall off of the big wall, and we don't know if he can put back together again. Marcus Garvey, not only did he inspired a lot of us in modern time, but there are other things that he had to establish, UNIA and so forth, in order to bring that Black nation and Black self-awareness together, to impart upon us knowledge, and so forth. They have to respect and acknowledge, go back in their archives and in their lies buried in their library. They have to go back and dig up some of these ancient writings and ancient um, speeches from the man himself, the prophet, and revisit these words and impart these words back to people again. They need to bring these things back. 7 Miles of Black, Styliner. We sing about these songs. You hear many songs about the ships and so forth. Yeah, they have to break down them battleship there and start to get together the vehicle that's gonna repatriate our people back to the motherland. They had their slave ships, Jesus and Amistad, and the rest of those kind of slave ships that they used to carry my people across the ocean. And they need to bring us back forward. They need to come forward with, reparation and repatriation.
Totally agree with the I. Totally agree. We was transported in the West illegally. I mentioned a few names earlier, like Frederick Drakes and John Hawkins and Columbus and them bridging there. Was some serious pirates who, they were the ones who were trafficking African people from the west coast of Africa. But our history, as the I keep reiterating earlier, our history is more vast than just slavery. Because when you check before transatlantic, you had Africans coming across in the Americas long before we had Europeans making this voyage.
Yeah.
Yes, I. So the way they try to hold us with our history, our heritage, like it's just began at slavery, when our thing is vast beyond that. We're talking about Mansa Musa and bridging, like those who travel prior before those pirates came to the Caribbean.
That's right.
What do I want to deliberate share something on that?
Well, actually, as I studied and I realized that even the Arabs, they were the ones who actually had the slave thing going even before, let's say, the white man kind of took over in those premises, right?
Right.
Some of the queen.
So when you say the Arabs, we are talking about the sub-Saharan slave trade, right? Yeah, it look like the connection kinda set away. Would I love the connection come back up? The reasoning just
okay.
My brother.
Now?
Yes, I can hear the eye. Yes, I. We're up
All
again.
Right. Yeah, so some of the Arabs, I'm talking about from Saudi Arabia and that side of the peninsula, they were actually indulged in the slavery thing. And only that the Europeans had witnessed these kind of acts, heinous crimes and acts that the Arabic countries and part of the continent over there, they were indulged in and engaged in. So they just pick it up because they saw it was a money venture, a money-making venture, when Elizabeth gave to them 3 ships to Columbus, say go explore. So it was facilitated.
Definitely.
And the Jewish people also, the so-called Jews, it was a money thing for them. Jesus, the ship when Jesus.
Yes.
Right. That was actually owned and run by some of them Jew people from back in those Jews that wear the black clothes, the Caucasian Jews who wear the black clothes, to originally and officially look visibly black. So we know that the original Jews were actually black people. We are the children
Okay.
of God. We are the sun people, black skinned people. So they took it upon themselves in order to for money, in the pursuit of wealth,
Mm.
copper and diamonds and all them De Beers and all of them. They took it upon themselves in order to run them ships there and bring us out here talking about they're looking for gold, they're looking for wealth, they're looking for other things. It turned against them when they actually found out that the West was not so easy according to what they had perceived. And there was no such goal and no such this and no such that they were looking for. So they financed the plantation and say, okay, let's grow some sugar cane and make some rum, junk them off, and we will get the benefits thereof when we party.
And that's absolutely what went on and still is happening today. See?
Yeah.
Yes, I. Still happening today. All right.
Yes, sir.
The I moved to Ethiopia. What inspired that move from Canada to Ethiopia, and how does it how the decision connect with Rastafari and its way of life?
Oh boy. Okay, now this is the part I'm trying even on my side here. I have some notes that I would like to use also in order to guide me through, because it is very important. That question you asked is the main question why I'm here on your mindset platform, because it's the mindset. Yeah.
Rastafari.
Blessed love. So while I was there in Canada for all those years, I realized that my connection is back to Ethiopia. After living there for 39 years, to make 40 years, what we call the 40th anniversary, I do decided that, look, enough is enough, and I want to leave Canada and make my 40th year abroad in Ethiopia. So I picked it up upon myself and decided I'm leaving, I'm going home. So I repatriated myself back to Ethiopia. Yes? All right. First of all, I had a call from someone in Shashamani who goes by the name of Ambassador Jasmine Rowe. This was about the time when Google, ABC, NBC, BBC, and all of them Western media was talking about Ethiopia in a negative and deplorable way, that the TPLF, against the government of Abiy Ahmed, there were some junta. So these were the words that we were getting out in the West. All right. Now, when I heard those things, they said that in Addis Ababa, there was maybe not in Addis Ababa specifically, but there were some unrest going on up north of Ethiopia in the northern region. And that the government was fighting this kind of unstable situation, and they calling them problematic. So that call that came in was inviting Rastafarians to make a song about coming together and stand up for Ethiopia, just like we did in the times of South Africa against apartheid. So they were looking for some Rasta music and some Rasta things that will help to support Ethiopia against the propaganda that was being spread through Western media about these insurrection that was taking place here in Ethiopia. Yeah.
Yes, I.
All right. So I, having my own studio, recording studio in my house, I link up with a few people, and Jamaican Jamali, he was part of the crew, and we were talking about coming together and getting this music thing recorded, and basically they said it couldn't be done. So I decided, let me give it a shot. Let me try. And I'm from Canada, so I have my own studio. So let me give it a try and see if I could do this. And then once I get the artists and get some people from all around the world to come together and send me their work, which means that it ended up becoming 12 countries from around the world, including Jamaica, here in Ethiopia, Shashamani, and one called Zeleke, who used to actually play in the band of Ziggy Marley. Anyways, we get all these artists together. They send me their stuff, and I edit it, put it together, and came up with the documentary Stand Up for Ethiopia. I did it all for free. As a matter of fact, I even sent money to Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, and Germany for those artists to pay their studio time so that they can go and record and then send me the recording. I would edit it in the studio, etc. Once that documentary was complete, big up to my brethren JB, my brother from another mother. He was in England, and I sent the clips to him.
Yes,
to
I.
edit the video.
JD, yeah, man. Big up JD.
So once, yeah, JB, right? Junior Burton.
Yeah, man.
Once JB had finished edit the video and put the song documentary that I made that name, song documentary, together, he sent it back to us, and we sent it on to Shashamani. And then we heard that it was played in Ethiopia on ETV television for the celebration of Mezcal. 3 months after that, which is September, October, November, December, she called back again and said, Prime Minister Abiy is making a call to the diaspora, Rasta people included, to come to Ethiopia and celebrate Timket in Misran. So these are words that I'm hearing for the very first time. I've never been to Ethiopia, not even for vacation. I've never been here for or talk a word of the language. I have no friends, nothing like that, no place to stay. Anyways, when I heard that the Prime Minister is making such a call to the diaspora, I just upped and left. In 3 weeks' time, I packed everything I had, everything I owned, and I decided I'm going home. I'm going to celebrate my 40th year anniversary abroad in the motherland. So I just picked up and come. I must say at this point in time, I came here very naive. Never spoke a word of the language. I only come here and find out that AND in English means the number 1 in Amharic. All right. So I came just arbitrarily, just like that, up, pick up, and come. And then once I reach here, mind you, I shipped all my entire 39 years of my life in Canada in 5 pallets directly from Toronto to Addis Ababa by Ethiopian Airline, Air Cargo. So I sent that stuff over and I came. Once I arrived, then I start, that's where my personal problems and my personal troubles began. I realized that the ambassador was not really an ambassador, not in Ethiopian political arena. Apparently, she is an ambassador for the Lumi currency of the diaspora people. I never even heard of Lumi currency. Lumi currency seems to be similar to Bitcoin and them kind of something there.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So she said she could help me to clear my stuff out of the cargo. That was a lie. She also said that the Prime Minister made a call for 1 million diaspora, including Rasta. That was a lie. The Prime Minister made the call, yes, during the hashtag no more. But that call was specifically towards Ethiopian-born individuals who was living in the diaspora. So me come as a Rasta, as a Jamaican, and when you really check it out now, Ethiopia government has nothing in place to receive I from the West. Whoever is Rastafari, whoever is Jamaican, Antiguan, Trinidadian, Belize, Brazil, no black people. Ethiopia does not have anything in place to receive us as a people. So now my struggles and my troubles began starting from the cargo. I shipped 5 pallets. In the cargo, they stole 2 of them. They stole the items that's equivalent to 2 of my pallets. Some stuff I didn't get until today, 3 years later and counting. I still didn't get certain items. I still didn't get my personal stuff. I still didn't get some of my music studio equipment, some of my clothes, all of my kitchen stuff that I brought as an entrepreneur, because I'm coming self-sufficient, self-reliant. I know I don't speak the language, so I brought certain things that will be facilitating for me to become self-sufficient. I'm a chef, so I was going to have a restaurant. I'm a construction worker, so I'm a contractor. So I would brought tools and stuff to do building or build buildings, right? 2-story, 3-story buildings, whatever. So I actually came prepared, but I didn't know that there were a bunch of thieves here in Ethiopia. I come to find out that they call them labor. In Canada, a labor is a person who would help me to carry the cement and to, pass the wood, fling me up the hammer if I'm on the roof or something like that. Here in Ethiopia, I come to find out that labor is a thief. So from the cargo, they start to steal my stuff, bro. Right? I've been to different offices because they sent me and tell me, go get some supporting document. So I've been to Tourism, Arts and Cultural Office, Dr. Hilrut. I've been to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and External Affairs. That's Madam Bertukon. I've been to Ministry of Finance in Cities Kilo. I didn't even know where I was going, but I found it. They claim that they are the ones who control the revenue, because I was trying to import my stuff, even though they're personal, and they're the ones who could determine whether I pay tax and duty upon stuff that I own for like 39 years, literally. My bass guitar and other instruments I bought when I was like 17 years old. And now they want to charge me 3 times the amount of the value from 39 years ago in the cargo to take that equipment out. They charged me 1.5 million per. And I said, I don't have that kind of money. I come home to Ethiopia and I come to help the country to do certain things. And I can't pay that. So
let me ask you a question. Do you think that coming home to Africa, repatriating, do you get the sense that ones are seen as some form of money venture or a banking system?
Definitely so, my brother. And if at this point in time I can tell you that to all the world and to Jamaica, Rastafari, wherever you are, Australia, South Africa, the Caribbean, America, um, Canada, wherever you're coming and you're saying Rastafari, whether you're Bobo, Naya Bingi, 12 Tribe, or for that matter, EWF members, or African Union, or UNIA, as long as you come into Ethiopia, you need to be, I have a list here in my hand, you need to be self-reliant. You need to have professional and trade in your mind to be some kind of mechanic or a doctor or carpenter or something, because you got to be professional and think about doing trade. You have to have a bag of money. The brethren just asked me that question. Because yes, when they look at us, no matter how black your skin is, they still see you as a foreign G here in Ethiopia. They're not looking at you as a brother from that perspective. All they think is Western Union. Huh? All right, you need to learn the language from out there before you come here, because from the time I touch down in the airport, they're saying certain things to me. I have no clue what they're saying. They're charging me money. I have no understanding of how much is the currency, what are they talking about? So please, I beg of you, start learning some Amharic language out in the West or wherever diaspora you are. Please take some courses, find out, learn some words, learn how to count, learn the days of the week. Because here, most people, even though they speak English, they tell you they don't speak English. They want you to now speak Amharic. If you don't speak Amharic, that's a way for them to rip you off. That's a way for them easy pickings. They will thief your things then. Yeah, right in the airport. No joke. You need to organize yourself. Rastafari, Bobo, Naya Bingi, even EWF. Come together, please, and thank you. Come together as one organized body. I beg of you, because here they don't see and they don't respect the division. I come here to realize that EWF, there is two of them in USA. His Majesty made one EWF with the charter and all of that. But before I left Canada, I found out that there's two organization body of EWF, Ethiopia World Federation. And none of them, it's like they couldn't help me, because I was living in the time of COVID, the vaccination, and one lady, she ended up helping me. Her name, Madonna. Big up to Madonna.
Yes, I.
Get the letter, and I moved to Ethiopia without taking the vaccination, without taking the juke. But once I get to Ethiopia and I was going through my issues and I need help from EWF, there's an EWF here. Actually, there's two of them, I come to find out. Tagasa King. He's running one part of EWF and the next brethren. I can't even remember. Kush. Yeah. So now there's two EWF in Ethiopia, and they're thinking that, well, Ethiopia is Ethiopia is the original place of EWF. So Ethiopia should be the headquarters.
The headquarters, okay.
So that's a personal opinion from one man.
But wasn't it sent by His Majesty into the diaspora in America?
Come again? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Wasn't the Royal Federation, Ethiopian Royal Federation, sent by His Majesty into the diaspora in America for African people, black people of the world?
Yes, it was established in New York City by His Majesty. It wasn't sent. It was
Okay.
established in New York by His Majesty for black people of the world.
Mm.
But then personal something started to get in the way. And from the very first organization, I found out that there were people who were stealing money. I found out that some of them are under investigation by the United States government. I found out that there's taxes owed and money cannot be accounted for, etc., etc., etc. So then other individuals take on the task and the challenge of putting together EWF. However they did it, so then I understand also that there are two EWF organizations in New York City. And then I come to Ethiopia and I found out that there's another two EWF in Ethiopia. One in Addis Ababa, one in Shashamani. Yeah. So even EWF here, they couldn't help me to clear my stuff out of cargo. Man come back and tell me straight up, oh, well, I discussed with the members of my organization and we cannot help you. I won't give you the details of the discussion, but if you want to be a member in my organization, my EWF, then yeah, maybe we can help you out. I mean, black peoples of the world. And I repatriated myself and pay everything and come here. And that is what the man, Mr. King, tell me personally. I'm not afraid for call no name. Because I done say disclaimer already. And I done say who don't want to hear certain things, come off of this. Lock off your thing and don't listen to me speak. I'm not telling no lies. I'm only disseminating the truth because my boots are on the ground. I came here naive and this is what I experienced personally myself. So, yeah, you have to come together as an organization. You're saying Rastafari. Rastafari, whether which entity, which organization you join, we all saying Rastafari, which is what? His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, and Empress Mene.
Yes, my lord. But you know that many would say that the Federation is not a Rasta organization per se. You know?
But if the Federation was established by who?
By His Majesty.
Emperor Haile Selassie. So even the directives and some of the heads of EWF, they themselves are sporting dreadlocks and they themselves are claiming to be Rastafarian.
Okay.
What are they saying then? Well, you're tricking the people, you're fooling the people, or you're just holding the position because it's a personal gain, an ulterior motive. Me, I have nothing for... Yo, I educated myself over in Canada, so I have no apologies. And at the same time, I must also say this. When I came here first, one brethren tell me, yo, be careful how you are talking, because I was not talking for any side in particular. I was only talking for the truths, rights, and even injustice what was done to I-Man. So, he tell me, be careful how you are talking, because they will kill you off over here. Well, you know what? I'm not afraid to death. I'm not afraid to die. And I'm not afraid to give up the life because this thing was ordained even before I was born. Yeah? The Spirit of the Almighty Himself is who guide me and bring me come here. So instead of dying in the West from the hands and bullets of the white man, I better me dead in Africa. Yeah, better me die here in Ethiopia. If them boy they want to come test me, all right, bring it on.
So it's interesting. Who is these the virgin is saying might kill off the eye or unalive the eye.
No, he didn't say he himself or nothing like that. He's telling me to protect myself by not saying certain things because there's individuals here in Ethiopia who would not like to hear what I talk or what I talk about. And
Okay.
there's people here in Ethiopia who might feel like they want done me.
See it. See it. See it.
Like how we say back a yard. The man got done you know.
Rasta. So alright. So what was the eye first impression of Ethiopia when the eye arrived there? Did it compare to the eye expectation?
No, sir. No, sir. I have on my notes here that people in the West, we are living in a state of delusion and a state of illusion. Right? Turn on the camera. Let me see. No, not this one. The other camera. Yeah, we are. Oh well, I'm not anymore because I'm not there as I used to be. Now I am in Ethiopia, right? But people out there, not this camera, the other camera, record for me because this is important. I should keep a record of this. Okay? There are people out there in the Western diaspora, in Tobago, Trinidad, you know, in America, and so on. They are living in a state of delusion. We are living in a state of illusion. Okay? You hearing me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
All right. And I said earlier before, if they can't understand what I'm actually talking about, them can check Google and them can check the encyclopedia. Them can check all them things there where it tell about words. Yes, we are living in a state of illusion. We're living in a state of delusion. Because when we sing about Promised Land and we sing about Shashamane and King's Highway, as Dennis Brown, when we sing about equal rights and justice and certain things about Mama Africa and all of these things, when we sing about all of these things, people living out there who has never been to Ethiopia, they're actually living hearing what they think or perceive from out there in the diaspora. No, not that camera, my brother. The other camera. Sorry, my brother. I'm trying to record as I talk to you too.
Yeah,
Get the camera.
yeah, but at the moment, cause you see through your call me through the camera, it make a sound at the moment, a beeping sound, and yeah, if you could not video call with yeah, cause it make a beeping sound at the moment. Yeah. Man.
Okay. Copy that. So, what I was saying before, coming back to illusion and delusion. Yeah, a lot of us, now I'm here in Ethiopia, but before that, I too was under that spell of illusion. I too was under that spell of delusion.
See it.
Delusional about some of the knowledge and the experiences here in Ethiopia.
Like some of what you're talking about.
Okay, one of the things that I'm saying is the Ethiopian government as Rasta and as a community from Jamaica that support Ethiopia in so many different ways, including the music. They have nothing in position to receive I and I. Shashamane, the Rasta community, they don't even have a farm. So I come here from Canada and thinking, boy, Me don't even have a job. And how me gonna manage, how me gonna survive?
Mm.
The Rasta community don't even have a farm to say, well, Brethren, since you just touched down, come in and do some little hands around the place, even as a carpenter, as a builder, build up 2 sheds so we can store our grains and all. Them not have nothing in place to receive I and I. That may I say.
See it.
When we come here, we come unprepared, knowing that, well, without knowing that, them gonna thief your things them. Or furthermore, if you live a certain way and you talk a certain way and you bring certain things, come here, then we'll kill you off and take it away. We're living in a state of delusion, my brother, out in the West. Yeah, we love Ethiopia, die heartedly, gone, even will die for it. Yeah, but by the time you come here, you recognize some of the Ethiopian people don't even love the king. We're not hold back. Mindset, new mindset, onset. But there I am, feet on the ground. And I'm here to say certain things and to expose certain things. Because, yes, brothers and sisters out in the West, in the diaspora, you could have there Australia or New Zealand. It no matter. We, I was, you are, they are living in a state of illusion, and they're very delusional, my lord.
My lord. My lord. So, all right. What the eye is saying, our view on Ethiopia and the reality that is taking place there, we are misinformed totally.
I would say not even totally, about 80%. Some truth are there. Yeah, because Shashamani do exist. But what we know about Shashamani, a whole heap of different things where nobody now talk about.
Right.
And I come here and I experience that. Brethren, me are afraid to go Shashamani. Me not like to tell you. Straight up.
Wow.
You understand? Even when that the brethren they come tell I man, you know, you see the English, the Queen's English has disappeared. I mean, yeah. Even from just what the brethren they said to me at the time. And he don't even know me, but just come here. And the man say, yo, you have to be careful of what you talk about, you know. Because they will kill you off up here. And I catch afraid. Me not tell a lie, me catch afraid, my lord. Yeah. So, for one, I don't mind to say, I live in Addis Ababa. I visit Shashamani 2 times only in 3 years.
Serious.
Yes, I'm serious.
But
okay.
You know, I heard that the Shashamane and the land grant, Zane, as we know, it come under the Ethiopian World Federation. Zane, and you know, the Ethiopian World Federation is not just for Rastafari people, but for black people of the world. So you go and have not just Rasta coming under that land grant and taking up residency in Shashamane. Is that something that the I see as a problem there, that it's not just a Rasta village as some might conceive then, you know, within them thoughts to say, boy, because of the King Gate, you know, the land grant, when them go there, them just go see Rasta people, you know? Is that what the eye alluding to in some of what the eye say?
Yes, and even more than that, right now, some of the Oromo people, them are moving from the land grant and I take back at them say, the king should have never give we for them land. Them call it the Oromo land. So hear what now? When I was on the plane coming over on Ethiopia Airlines, coming over to Ethiopia for the very first time, I get a WhatsApp message sent to my phone telling me, and this was a lady in Jamaica. Her name was Walaita. Walaita is saying and sending out the message, listen, hear me now. All the people them who are go Ethiopia and I think say them can get land in a Shashamani. You have to go through me before you can get no land in a Shashamani. Now this Walaita woman, she's in Jamaica. And she seems to be in control of who gets land or gets appointed to have land in Shashamani. How is that possible? I didn't even know who this woman was, but the message was sent to my phone while I was actually in the plane flying to Ethiopia. I never contact her. I never tried to discuss anything more about this land grant thing with anyone because I wasn't about that. You follow me? I wasn't about that. And I wasn't prepared to go through she because she's all the way in Jamaica. But anyways, once I touch down in Addis Ababa, then I get to realize, even people in Shashamani, them land get taken away. The Bobo Ras, Nyabingi camp, they had a piece of land and they extend their land out into an area. And then the government for 5 years, the government is telling them, break down the tabernacle and dress it up inward because you're out on the proposed roadway that they were planning to start to construct. And they refused. They didn't move the tabernacle. They didn't move until one day the government sent in the bulldozer, my friend, and they cut off half of it. Bulldozer bulldoze the place. And then they start to complain about the government and the mistreatment and racism. But you were told to move it because you are extending beyond your boundaries or the limited space that you had. So now the bulldozers are running and lick down half of the building, and then they started complaining against the government.
Serious?
Yeah, I'm sure you heard about that.
Yeah.
Last year sometime, bro.
Yeah. It's something that I put on the platform. I saw what was happening. The Nyabingi house was being destroyed. Seen, but interesting. Very, 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 very interesting, my lad.
So we are not all that as we claim to be. Like I say, whether it's Nyabingi or EWF, or because if it's EWF, then how come black peoples of the world, and we are here in Ethiopia, so how come they're not controlling the land grant? Why is this woman Walaita in Jamaica is saying that on a WhatsApp message to my phone? Whoever sent it to me, I don't know. But the point is, some things are definitely not appropriate and definitely not in order. So yeah, we are living in delusion, and some parts are under illusion.
Serious. The I speak about there's nothing for Rastas to do. Not even a farm. The Rastafari community don't have on a collective scale. I guess that's what the eye is pointing out. Differently from people individually who might have them individual thing, but on a collective level, the eye is saying that Rasta in Ethiopia is not visible. That is what the eye is saying collectively. There's no development collectively. There's nothing I've never been there. I'm just going by what the high is reiterating right now. Is that the case, my lord? That Rastafari community, the community over so many years that ones have repatriated. In Ethiopia, there's no development collectively.
No. Straight up, I'm going to say it again. No, my lord. Maybe on one and two individual, personal something, but there is, I mean, apart from the same tabernacle that I was talking about in Shash, that the government leaked down half of it. Okay, but that's the Nyabingi temple,
Mm.
right? So, as the Nyabingi crew or organization, they have managed to establish something.
Okay.
As 12 tribe of Israel, they got an HQ up in Shashimani, but it's a building, yes. They managed to put together collectively the JRDC, the school. So there is a school, a small school, maybe 300 students, maybe not even so much. But apart from, say, small individual projects, as a collective, as a community, together, there's nothing. You understand? EWF, EWF, EWF. In Addis Ababa, they have an EWF place. I'm going to put it this way. They have a EWF place in Addis Ababa. Is it the EWF headquarters where the members can really do things and do fundraising or keep events or something? We here say that is King Place. Like that's his personal house. So where is the EWF headquarters? It doesn't exist. So half of the land that he occupied, the government is looking at that and they want to take back piece of the land because until now, EWF as the organization has not built a particular building or EWF headquarters. They still keep meeting out in some private venue at some hotel or some restaurant or down the road down so. Brethren, I'm so disappointed in I because, okay, yeah, I've been through under the auspices of 12 tribes of Israel, but even in the 12 tribes of Israel, we have some division. We have some people who run away with money. We keep up things, fundraising, and all these things to build a house in Shashamani that when people like I leave from Canada and come to Africa, come to Ethiopia, I would have a place to rest my head. Ask me where the house there. That don't exist. So where the money there, that don't exist. That gone. Maybe into personal private account or personal private house. And me myself, Cool Eye, have spent many nights doing engineering and sound and as part of fundraising in order to build a house in Ethiopia before I came. Many years in Canada. Where is that house? That don't exist. So when I come here now, I have to stay at a hotel. I didn't have a place to go to. I remember, I'm coming here for the first time. Not even for vacation. I don't have no friends. I have no place to stay. I have no job. I don't even speak the language. And I touch down. And what? I'm leave to my open individual self, my brother. And when I go to some places, they look at me and when Western Union is what they tell me. That I must call back to my children and let them send me money. By the way, I have 3 of my children out of 4 are doctors. One is a medical MD, the other one is a dentist, and the last one, she's a psychiatrist. And people are telling me, oh, call to your children and let them send you money. I tell them, no, my children didn't send me here. They didn't tell me to come here. I came on my own accord. So therefore, I will struggle to maintain and keep myself on my own.
Is
But
is
I'm disappointed. I'm
it,
very disappointed in us as a Rasta community. We have no togetherness. We have no unity. And they must say unite as one, Bob Marley. Nothing a go so.
but you may
And
ask the eye.
furthermore,
You may ask the eye because me hear the eye and yeah, I feel the eye pain. So last I know.
Jano,
So what the eye say? Then you have a lot of dishonesty within the Rastafari community. Individuals that are dishonest, then misleading people, then taking people's money, deceptive about when them take people money, then but it come away. It come away to know that there is a lack of the things them that what we are I and I as Rastafari people then profess out here before we even go in Africa then and to go to see now that when you go there, it come in like say you're supposed to become dependent on people that is out here in the West. Then by not doing anything, then our mismanagement of probably your finance or if you have any, I don't know, of other people. Then so you can now depend on people out here in the West. Is that supposed to be because it look like it's something that some people are trying to normalize where you just go to Africa and then alright because you have people out here in the West you can always call for money. Is that what me I get from the eye?
that is how they view it here as Ethiopian people. Us as a group of Rastafari children, that not exist them way there. Okay? And beyond that, yes, I'm saying there's extortion. You know that word there. People take, your things are taking money from you and then they don't give you the justice what they supposed to, even though them don't have your money. I don't know if that answers the question, brother. But yeah, I'm saying sometimes I feel like I regret to come to Ethiopia. No, I tell you the honest truth. You've never been here before. Neither was I 3 years ago. So I was very enthusiastic. I was very happy. I was looking forward to the moment to really come here, so yeah, and be a part of. It's like a marriage that was broken and we get divorced. I'm broken-hearted, my brother. I mean, I try to speak the Queen's English, well, for them, English language, so that the people in the diaspora can really, really comprehend and understand what I'm trying to say. Yes. Okay? And I felt it was my duty, my obligation, because I was so disappointed, and I am disappointed in what's going on. I'm just trying to keep a brave face. But what I'm saying is, I was the one who contacted you to be on the mindset to let the people out in the diaspora, wherever he or she may be, to have that mindset, to know what's going on or what took place on my own personal accord, because a lot of you folks are living are delusional and under a state of illusion that this matrix is real, but feet on the ground, I tell you, they say, nothing no gossip.
Serious thing. All
You know,
right.
I just saw
Yeah.
a few weeks or probably a month or two ago, because I follow your program and I listen to a lot of communicative thoughts and ideas that your program mindset has disseminated to the public. All right.
Mm-hmm. Give
You
thanks.
had a brethren who's living here in Ethiopia. He was talking about these people standing at the goal post, at the door, the gate, and that there's people on the football team who's not passing the ball around. All right, and even more information. You know, someone wrote on the group and says, "Oh, that brethren is only talking half the truth." And I'm saying, "What?"
See?
So why don't he, that person who wrote that piece in the group, why doesn't he contact you and bring the next half of the truth? And that was the only reason that tell me, you know what? I have to contact I Just Star and I have to tell him my personal story. I don't have half the truth from the King Man,
Mm.
and I don't have the other half of the truth from that person who made the post. I have my truth. What I said in the beginning of this broadcast, and that's why I made the disclaimer, because I know there are a lot of people who's going to be upset and offended and disregarded for even for my safety, as they call it, because they're not the ones who step up to the plate and talk the way I do. If I had heard or known about these things before I come here, I
Mm.
probably wouldn't have come to Ethiopia. I would have gone to Kenya, Mozambique, South Africa. So those are countries that I visited the last time when I came on the motherland in 2017. That was
Okay.
my first visit to Africa.
So it
I didn't
wasn't
come
the
to Ethiopia.
first. It was okay. I get there, you know. So it wasn't the first time they I going into Africa, but it was the first time I went to Ethiopia when you made that transition.
Exactly. And I
Okay.
came naive. I didn't know nothing, my brother. So my expectations, you see that word, expectation,
Mm.
is a killer.
Mm.
It is a killer. If you come with a certain expectation and it doesn't fulfill in a certain way that you were thinking it would have, then you could certainly die, even just from heart attack or disbelief. You
Rasta.
follow me?
Yeah. Jano.
Yeah.
Jano. Yeah. I hear the eye loud and clear, my
Yo,
general.
walking
Um.
down the street, there are so many beggars. Children that are 10 years old,
Mm.
12 years old, walking around begging money, telling you, Abba, Abba, Dabu, Dabu. There are so many blind people walking around with cane, begging for money. There are so many deformative, crippled, and deformative people asking for money. I never see. I mean, the Bible talk about handicap and people who are, maimed and all this kind of stuff. But I never thought for 1 second, 1 minute, holy Mount Zion, the place of God's kingdom, would have so much of these problems. These problems exist before I came here. I was shocked, my brother. Some children that should be in school, they're on the road selling chewing gum. Abba, Abba,
Mm.
Asaber, Tenber. Some of the little girls, because she's trying to be like an entrepreneur, she's hustling her chewing gum. I don't even want chewing gum. I don't even eat chewing gum. But I will still give her the 10 birr and don't take the chewing gum. I tell her, it's okay, keep it. Go on your way. Sell it to somebody else. This is the state of being, Being, the state of living beings here in Ethiopia. I was shocked, my brother. Some things I can until now I still can't believe. Look, I lived in a private villa for some months, and the wall has 10 feet tall. The surrounding wall around the compound is 10 feet tall. You can't stay from outside and look inside. Okay? And on the top of that wall has military barbed wire fence, barbed wire. Okay, so I look across at the neighbor house. He doesn't have military barbed wire on his top of the wall. The man have an electric fence, electric wire on the top of him 10-foot wall.
Where you say?
The neighbor next door, instead of military barbed wire on the top of the 10 feet high wall that surrounds his house, surrounds his compound, it's electric wire are run. And the notice is there to tell you electric wire. If you jump up there and you touch that, you get shocked. You might all dead.
Danger, high voltage.
Which means that there are a bunch of thieves here in Ethiopia, bro. If you go to the shopping store, when you go in, they check your bag. When you're coming out, they check in the receipt and your bag and your pocket. The people who work in there, they have to show to the security before they go out what's in their bag. Because even the staff will steal. Well, I don't know. I had to ask them one time, what are they looking for? They think you stole injera? Just kind of to be funny, but in a positive way. Like,
sarcastic.
No, a bunch of thieves, Ethiopia, the people are poor, and they do things that you and I would think it's not normal. For them, it's normal. You have some dry wood outside of your house. Dry wood. Someone would come and pass and pick it up and carry it away. So you're going to turn around and say, yo, them steal my wood from outside it because it's outside of the compound. You better bring that in your yard. Because why? He can't even afford to buy some charcoal. You know, black charcoal for go home and cook a pot of food. So they will pick up those dry wood from outside of the property and go home and use that to cook as fuel. But we will look on that as the man and teeth my wood there when they're outside. You get my drift?
Yeah, me over there I say. But you know, the Bible say thou shalt not steal and so forth. Then a little bit into Ethiopian culture, Zen and spirituality and probably religion. His Majesty, you know, Emperor Haile Selassie is a Ethiopian Christian king, Zen of the Ethiopian Orthodox faith.
Right.
Is the higher part of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church?
Well, I claim to be, but I've never been baptized. I feel like I want to go to Lalibela, which is like or Oxum, back in the ancient sea of time. That is where I would like to go to be baptized under the Orthodox faith. But I have inquired from some priests and so forth. They tell me, well, there are certain places in the Bible that I should read. I have to study the Orthodox faith and, you know, go through like a kind of course in order to be or to get baptized. Lalibela is quite some distance from Addis Ababa, and it's up in those regions and those areas, Gondar and those Aksum, those areas where they had the unrest. Even some priests, about 12 priests, were killed some few years back up in that area, and that was a part of the war that started kind of between the government and some rebels up in that area. So traveling to Lalibela at the moment is kind of a no-go zone for certain people. You see what I'm saying? Now, I do wear a nuance, and I do have an Orthodox cross that I wear every day. But the red, gold, and green, what we call the Ethiopian flag, some of the traditional tribes, they don't even want you to wear that. Well, me, I'm brave. Me decide nobody can stop me from wear my banner, as we call it in the 12 tribes of Israel. So I put on my thing and I walk down the street. Everybody said, Jamaica, Jamaican, because they can't. If the Ethiopian policemen see one of their own wearing the red, gold, and green thing, I'm going to say thing in this way, in this context, because to them it's a thing. To us, it's a banner. Okay. If they see them wearing that, appear lick, and you want to see the amount of disrespect they get from the authorities. Whereas when they see someone like me wearing that, it's pure Rastafari, Jamaica, and we love you, because they're not allowed. Back in the day with Mengistu and even Haile Mariam, the other Meles, Ethiopian people, they were not allowed. They would take them to jail and all these things. But we are a stubborn people, and out of many, we are one. Therefore, when we stand up and represent Ethiopia, you can't tell me as a Jamaican, don't wear that. You're mad. You have to kill me dead right here now in front of everybody. And they will see that I died for a cause. Yeah? So this, a lot of deception and illusion, and even Rasta people here in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa and in Shashamani, is saying that, oh, the government saying you're not supposed to wear that. Them bow out. We can't. Them not stand up for nothing. They stand up for themselves. So them take off the banner and them walk in a pretty clothes and go on like pretending. Me not in that. No. Me don't tell them straight. If you want to come do me something, come. I invite you to come. I didn't come to Ethiopia to go to prison. No. But a self-defense, if it comes to that, a self-defense.
Interesting, my lord, because His Majesty say that the Bible should be rallying point.
And for all humanity.
Yeah, and the Bible speak about respecting the law of the land, my lord. I don't know if they ever read that.
Yes.
in the Bible. Yeah. And that is the law of the land in Ethiopia. We understand that it might not align with how I and I as Rastafari, or we see things, and how I and I think are think all things should be in Ethiopia, but that is not the case. The law of the land still would take precedence over I and I perception, or I and I want things to be, my lord. So I'm just throwing that out there. But what is the I? What would the I say, Zane, is in the 3 years or more that I've been in Ethiopia, what has been the most fulfilling aspect of the I living there, and how it has impact the I personal journey?
Very good question, but right now I can't even think of a proper answer for tell to the I, or to tell to the outside nation, outside of Ethiopia, because I'm still struggling within my own self, as you say, the laws. I walking under a zebra crossing the crosswalk, and the people them where drive them car, them beep beep and speed up, my little brother. Like the man want to kill me, not just me alone. There's 5, 6, 10 people on the crosswalk, and they don't stop. There's a line where you're supposed to stop. They don't stop. They still drive up, drive up, drive up. They will even bounce you with their car. Yeah, my lord. But when the shepherd is passing with 20 goat, or even 2 goat, or 1 cow, you see how fast them stop and make him go on. Because if you lick one of them goat there, even if it's 100 goat, them sit down there and wait until everyone cross the road. If it's 10 cow, them wait. So they respect the animals, but they don't respect people. They don't respect each other. They don't respect us, themselves. You know, a 6 cell phone me lose since me been here in 3 years. Some of them thief, some of them drop out my pocket, and nobody will say, "Sir, you drop your phone, pick it up." No, then wait until you walk off, and then them go and grab it and thief it. Now the said Bible talk about thou shalt not steal. But the said Bible talk about the laws of the land.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things, if police not there, that law they not exist. So Orthodox
Serious.
or not, they walk past the church, and you know, sometimes I find myself calling these Ethiopian people Jano. It might sound bad or degraded in a certain way, but yeah, I find myself calling, boy, these Ethiopian people, they're not easy, you know. They walk past in front of the church, St. Michael and Gabriel. They pray, make the sign of the cross 3 times. And then they go down the road and they thief something. Or they go down the road, the bus is waiting there, there's a long line, and the guy he walk past, woman, pregnant woman, children, and him gone up in the front and a push to get into the bus before you who was waiting there 20 minutes long. And he just come. So it's like they don't even respect each other. When you talk to them and try to find out what's going on in your mind. Well, he's Oromo, I'm Tigrian. Tribalism, tribal war. Their mindset, my brother. Something not right with Ethiopia and the people there. We need a spiritual intervention. God himself gonna have to come fix this. He was here, and Mengistu, Haile Miriam, what the boy do? The boy deposed the king and then him run go Zimbabwe for exile. Huh? Yeah, man, them have no respect for each other. Totally. So me passing on the zebra crossing, on the crosswalk, they wouldn't even stop. I have to insist, and I'll point my finger upon them. Sometimes I'll give them the gun finger to make them so, brah, gunshot. And then in there, which is their favorite way of saying, you know, BC. I mean, not British Columbia. Okay? So, it's a very shocking way, even for me, to say these things on the platform and keep it discreet in a sense, because we don't want no negative connotations to come across to the IRDI program. This is just my personal experience on the foot on the ground. You know, I should be one of them ambassadors. That one up in Shashamani who tell PLI, she not ready yet. I should be the new ambassador, one in the Ethiopia and Ethiopia government. I have enough linguistical skills and enough educational value to become one to represent our people from the diaspora.
Rastafari. Well, I guess the I should plead the I case, you know, in that arena, my lord. But let me ask you a few more questions before we wrap up the reasoning, because there's a lot to say, Zane, but we can't say everything in just one interview or interview, Zane. But how does the Ethiopian culture and music influence your work as a sound engineer? Have they integrated any local sound into, you know, any foreseeable projects or anything that they are working on now?
Well, yes, I've done a few already. To answer your question, you can find on internet, on YouTube, which these songs were released in Jamaica for Ja Lion Cliff. Ja Lion Cliff, one word. Lion Cliff, one word. Lioncliff. One of the tracks is called Nyabingi Chant.
Mm-hmm.
And Ja Lion Cliff is actually a representative from Jamaica, linked to Bobo Hill,
Mm-hmm.
Bulbe, St. Anne's, right?
Right, St. Andrew.
St. Andrew, okay. So, Nyabingi Chant is one track that we incorporated Ethiopia traditional instrument called the kirar and the bass kirar with the Nyabingi drums of Jamaica. Jalayan Cliff is chanting Nyabingi chant, and there is a Ethiopian Bobo Ras who is chanting in Amharic Nyabingi chant. So that's a combination or a collective project that I recorded and merge those two together, and we put it out there in Jamaica, send it out to Jamaica and release it from Yard, saying that Jamaica and Ethiopia link up. I would love to do more projects similar. I'm even working on some reggae songs with some Ethiopian singers, and another one that Jalayan Cliff has released already, one that's called Seven Seals.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the one who also recorded that project for him. There's a video on YouTube, Nyabingi Chant and Seven Seals. And the next month, April, beginning March, April, next month, beginning of all months of the year, April, we're planning to release Humanity's Pleading, another Nyabingi song or Nyabingi chant, which is entitled Humanity's Pleading. So I do those projects and try to incorporate Ethiopian traditional instruments as well as even some Ethiopian Amharic lyrics into the thing. And then we release it in Jamaica to show the connection. We are here and Ethiopia stretch forth her hands. Mount Zion stretch it out her hands. So, as Nyabingi said, from Egypt, Jamaica to highlands of Ethiopia. Because we literally live on a mountain top, Entoto Mountain, and that's where I actually have my little production house at the moment.
Rastafari. And what role does spirituality play in both your daily life and your professional life as a sound engineer in Ethiopia?
Well, a natural mystic flowing through the air, you have the churches. You have the churches that they're doing their own celebration, their own spiritual, what do you call it now? They pray and they chant in their own Ethiopian Orthodox way.
Mm-hmm.
You also have the Christianites and you have the Muslims. So them have some steel horn, 8 to 10 steel horn on the top of the church. And when they pray, they have microphone and thing. You hear that from all couple miles away. Or even if it's a half a mile away, you hear the natural mystic flowing through the air, as Bob Marley said. I myself, I haven't gone to any of the churches except for the one that I walk past every day. And then when they had the the blessings. I forget what they call that in Amharic, but they had the holy water, and they sprinkled the holy water on the pilgrims. So I went and I get my blessings. I get the holy water sprinkled on me, on my head. And in terms of that form of spiritual togetherness, that's the only one that I managed to participate in so far.
Rastafari. All right. We have two more questions for the eye, and we are gonna seal a deer for now. Looking back or looking forward, what lesson have they learned from uprooting yourself and starting a new life in a place so deeply rooted in African heritage?
Oh boy. Um, what lesson have I learned? I should have studied more about Ethiopia and the culture before I left. I should have come, in a sense, even though I brought certain restaurant equipment and certain things in terms of establishing a a professional business idea. There's stuff that I should have done, even linking with the government before coming across the pond. You know, um, another lesson, very important: save your money and come with a big bag, because things are not cheap here. Just like Jamaica, it's 150 to $1. So if you don't have a bag of money, sometimes dog better than you. Dog name your supper. You check? Learn. We need to learn the language and learn to communicate. So those are maybe the few important lessons that I've learned since I'm been here. But it's not an easy task to do those things from out there. Maybe saving up your money, and when you come, don't bring certain items. You can find it here, you can buy it here. So if you come with a big bag of money, then you just buy back your blender or certain things that you lose out there or you didn't bring. You get your juicer, you buy these things here that you can buy and open up your restaurant if that's what you're into. If you're into construction, instead of bringing the tools, instead of 110 power from the west, they're 220 power here. So you bring the money and then you buy the tools here, which is already 220 volts. You see what I'm saying? And, just little advice like those are the things that I could say if I would regret anything. Yeah, because it would have saved me a lot of heartache. It would have saved me a lot of disappointment. I would have known a little bit more about expectation and even deception.
Rastafari. And my last and final, a final question. You know what I mean? I know that I give out some advice still, but to the Rastafari or any other, listening, considering to move to Ethiopia, to follow their spiritual
Quest.
aspiration, what what other advice would I give to the world at large?
At this particular moment, things seems to be quieting down a bit. In the northern region, where supposedly are the most holy of holy places. One has to look into one's self and realize or recognize, do I really want to make this pilgrimage? Am I strong enough to combat against the battles that I'll be facing, whether it's from a poverty point of view or a tribalism point of view? You got to be strong within to make that first step. And again, I reiterate that you got to be prepared, because if you're not willing and if you're not strong within, it could eat you up, man. It could swallow you up whole. You'll be soon you catch a heart attack, or they rob you, and then next thing you want to leave from Africa and go back to the West because the land. They say the land shall spit you out, but I don't think it's the land. It has nothing to do with the land. It's the liberty and the people. You get disheartened, and then you yourself just feel like, sure, I give up. May I leave out of that place? I know, cause I don't see no benefit. I don't see the way to make a progress. I don't see, you don't see certain things. So the delusion and the illusion, you have to really find a way to get past them thing there. And no say is self-preservation.
Rastafari. Yes, King.
Bless the love, my Lord.
Yes, Honorable. Yeah, man, loud and clear, and I hope everyone hear the Honorable Bridging loud and clear, and he never mix or mince his words, so I hope everyone is taking note and will take heed. Honorable Cooleye, I want to thank the eye, my lord, for taking the time, you know what I mean, and to forward upon the platform and to share your experience, with the world at large, and with I and I as Rastafari brethren and sistering, out in the diaspora, my lord. So, give thanks, and more strength to the eye,
Yes, I. Spiritually, physically, and even mentally. I do give thanks for you to receiving me and having me on the program, the mindset, because this is obviously a mindset of individualism, not only from my own personal perspective, but a mindset of the ones who are still in the diaspora, thinking about repatriation, want to come home to connect and reconnect to the motherland and to your ancestral DNA, yeah. And there's certain words that, like I said in the earlier stages of this broadcast, if you don't comprehend, if you don't understand, or if you don't make sure you can check out Webster, the encyclopedia, Google, the whole of them boy, they have everything already written down as them claim. But you can edify yourself, you can educate yourself, and you can prepare yourself to make such a move in the future. These are some of the things that you should master. Just like if you're a doctor, you master your profession and your trade. If you are a shipbuilder or a carpenter, you master your tools to be able to make the curves and make the right decision and the right choices. Don't be like me, myself, who came here as a naive individual. I tried to record this because I wanted to repost it myself on YouTube, on my, let's say, make my own channel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I do give thanks for you, brother Ija Star, sent from the heavens above. Even though you're still out there in the diaspora, you are doing a great work and a wonderful duty you have to perform for all the inspirational souls out there. So I give thanks once again to you for accepting my phone call and accepting to have me speak freely and openly and honestly on this here, your mindset platform. I do give thanks to thee, my Lord.
Majesty.
I yield back to the eye.
My Lord. Yes, I give thanks, and it's an honor and it's a pleasure. Anytime there is welcome, my Lord. There is free. This is I and I platform. I run it. But it's for I and I. The black people and people of the world to said way. My lord.
Yeah, man. Once again, give thanks for your time. And once I have it, as a matter of fact, I hear you say several times, you have to come up here one of them time here,
Yes,
So
sir.
you keep the link. You have my link. Anytime you decide or you think that you want to come up this way, just make some contacts. Link I and I up.
My
Next
lord.
Bubble Iron from the hilltop, myself, and other people there where would I really appreciate love the eye for come through and even do a program
True,
from
true.
this side of town in order to send it back out and say, I myself have experienced this and that and this and that to the diaspora, to the rest of the world.
Yes, King.
Blessed, my
Love.
Lord.
Love.
Give thanks.
I'm a sakanala.
I'm a Saganello. Thank you. All
Yes,
right.
King. Yeah. Love. Yes, honorable family. There you have it. Wow, what a reasoning. What a reason. What a powerful reasoning there. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say much right now. I'm gonna allow the item, you know what I mean, to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Zin? Yeah, man. I want to thank brother Naptali again for taking the time, all the way from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Zin, to grace the mindset platform. Yeah, it was a joy, and highlight eye opening, I must say. So manners and respect again, honorable family. It was great to have the item here. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you haven't share or subscribe to the platform, please subscribe to the platform and share the content. Alright, manners and respect, and peace and love. Rastafari.
Smash that subscribe button. See you on the next video. I just start the mindset. Smash that subscribe button. See you on the next video. I just start the mindset.